Hey y'all, so we're gonna talk July. July was the craziest month of touring I've ever had in my life. Absolutely nuts. If you've watched any of my social media, I put out a video about how crazy July was. It was insane for us. Probably the most shows in a month I've ever played. I think it was like somewhere between 16 to 8. I think it was like 18 shows, something crazy like that. And then we crammed 12 shows in 17 days over the last stretch of July. And on top of that, we did all of this. We went from Texas to New Mexico to Nevada to Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, and Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska. We did all these states. We went all over the country, all over the Midwest, in a 15-passenger van with 11 guys crammed in it for the first really 2 weeks. And then the last 2 weeks, we rented an RV. The generator wouldn't hardly stay on. There was no AC, and it's 105 degrees out. But we were spread out and got to at least sleep a little bit. So, craziest month I've ever had. But it's been great. Great highlights. One, we went back to the Grizzly Rose in Denver, packed it out. I love Denver. Love Colorado. Played a private party, which was really badass up there, out in Gunnison, home of Dean Dillon. That's where he lives now. Man, I'm trying to think. Dirty Bourbon, Albuquerque. We sold it out. Which that bar is the reason that I have an EP called Another Bullet. Because back in the day when I was booking myself in 2015. And a good chunk of 2016, that was the only place I could play. It was one of the only places outside of Lubbock, Texas that would book me. There was like one little bar in Fort Worth called the Aardvark that would book me. Then you had the Dirty Bourbon in Albuquerque. We'd play 3 nights. Like, I think got paid like $1,000 a piece each night. Not a piece, like not per member, like total. I'd pay my guys out. And I would take that money, put it in the bank, and it paid for another bullet. It's the only way that I could do it. Rio Dos in New Mexico. We'd go out there and play 3 nights in a row, like 800 a night, something like that. And then Dirty Bourbon was 3 nights in a row, 1,000 a night. And that's the only way I could afford to put out another bullet, which was my foundation, which is what got me started out here. And I would lay carpet. I would come back to Lubbock and I would lay carpet during the week. And for like, I think it was $12 an hour or something like that. And I'd make about $100 a day. And I would save that, put it in the bank, and that would get us gas money down the road to the next gig or a hotel room. Or it would pay for one of the band members at a show. And I just built up and saved money, did everything I could, and keep going down the road. And to go back to the Dirty Bourbon after all of that, because I said I wouldn't play that bar until we could truly headline and put on a real show, because these were like 3-hour sets where we were supposed to do, I think, like 60 to 80% covers and only 20 to 40% originals, which we never did, by the way, because you couldn't tell our originals from covers anyhow. So we played what we wanted to play. But it was those 3-hour sets where like nobody, they were just there to two-step and hang out. Like they weren't listening. We were just the background music. So I said I wouldn't get back and play until I could headline and put on a real show. And that's what we did. And we sold it out. Like oversold it out, which is really cool. I hadn't played there since I think my last time was like maybe the summer of 2017, something like that. So that was awesome. God, we did so many cool things in July. It's hard to think of everything. We played Country Stampede out in Topeka. We did Country Nights out in Yerington, Nevada, which was like all those were so badass. They were hot. Oh my God, they were hot, especially Topeka. We played at like, I think 2:30 to 3:30, and then it was Ian right after us, Ian Munsick. We were sweating bullets. And then Yarrington, we were direct support with Tracy Lawrence, and it was beautiful. That one felt great because, you know, out in the desert you'd think it'd been hot, but man, it was like perfect weather. And the crowd was awesome. That was the first show I've ever worn jorts. That was cool. Different. Kind of felt weird at first, but rocked it. And then I was like, I like this shit. This is like festival season, and I'm not sweating my ass off. It's nice. Then we opened for Tracy again in Idaho, which was incredible. That was badass. I love T-Law, man. They always put on a good show. I've been a big fan of his music since I was a kid, man. I think Texas Tornado was like the anthem of Amarillo because, you know, we live in Tornado Alley. So this is Amarillo. Call me up from Amarillo. We put out an acoustic EP, live at the Brooklyn Bowl, which we did like March of last year, March of 2021, something like that, April of 2021. I don't remember, maybe it might have been May. Either way, it's out. We've actually got some really cool stuff that we also did the Brooklyn Bowl that we're going to be working in the fall as well. So we got more stuff from that. That'll be coming out in the fall. I'm in Virginia right now, babies, seeing her family, enjoying some downtime, making this video for y'all. Just want to say thank you for all your support. I want to give a shout out to the fan of the month, and this girl. She came out to Hanks, which again was in August, but still, she came out to Hanks. It was like her, I want to say 14th show, and she's making Billy Bob's this month, her 15th show. So that's incredible. She's always on the front row, always singing her ass off down there. And I want to give her a shout out, Miss Maddie McDermott. Thank you. You are a fan of the month in my book. So if you guys did not see, Kingfest is in October 15th. That's the official announced date. We've got an acoustic stage going on during the cornhole tournament this year, so I've got a bunch of buddies on that. And then we'll announce the lineup piece by piece, kind of like we did last year, to keep you on your toes. So that being said, Kingfest, October 15th. And that wraps up July. Love y'all. We'll talk to you later.